We're going to show a project using 2 Martin Jerry dimmers and 6 RGBW downlights by Zemismart. As you can see, all the lights stay in synchronization. This is all using Tasmota Rules and MQTT group topics. So let's get to it. So first, for the wiring for this project, the 2 dimmers don't actually do the actual dimming because you can't dim actual smart lights. So the dimmers are just hooked up to constant power, and the smart lights are hooked to constant power as well. The actual dimming and the switching will be done over MQTT. You don't have to use the same Zemismart downlights that we did. You can also use this using various smart bulbs. I'll leave a link to the Martin Jerry dimmer and the Zemismart downlights, along with all the various rules, so you can copy and paste those to your projects. So first thing we need to do is go set a group topic for each light we'll be using in the group to keep them in synchronization. This will allow us to send just one command from Helm Assistant or say another switch over MQTT, and it will send to all the lights at one time, but it still allow us to have independent control since they'll have their each unique topic for MQTT. To set your group topic in Tasmota, it's really simple. If you go into the console and you type group topic along with the name of your group topic, we'll call these DownGroup, and you'll do this for each individual light that you'll be utilizing in this same synchronized configuration. So once you've set the group topic, you'll see it sets group topic and is set to DownGroup. Keep in mind this is case sensitive, so each additional light you'll want to set that as well to the same exact, like as we've done here, down then uppercase G on the group. Now that we've set the lights in one group, we need to go do some default rules that we normally do on the Martin Jerry dimmers for the long press options on each button. So the primary dimmer will get the default rules we normally put on the Martin Jerry dimmers. So when you press the minus key, it does a dimmer of minus. And when you press the dimmer up, it also will brighten the lights. And also you get your long press up and long press down that will jump these to 20% and 100%. And like normal, these commands are just copy and pasted straight into the Tasmota console. And don't forget to turn your rules on by doing a rule 1, then a 1, or a rule 1 and an on to turn them on. So how do we get the dimmer to talk to the group of lights? We'll do that with a rule. To keep them in synchronization, we'll do a rule 2, and what will happen is anytime the dimmer state is changed on the primary dimmer, it'll send over the same dimmer value of the switch itself to the down group that we set on each light previously. This will keep all lights in synchronization based on the dimmer value of the Martin Jerry dimmer itself. So the last rule on the primary switch is when the power is turned on the switch, it sends that same power command over to the down group topic, as well as it instructs the secondary dimmer to toggle its power as well to stay synchronized, and also toggles the red and blue light on the primary dimmer. And just the opposite happens when the power is turned off on the primary dimmer. It sends the same commands to turn everything back off, and everything stays synchronized. The next step we did, now we also need to make sure the secondary dimmer, because we're using a pseudo 3-way configuration across the room, will also have its status lights stay in synchronization. So we'll modify the rule we set on the primary dimmer to also send over the dimmer value to the secondary switch. That way its lights will stay in synchronization. This will also set the off value. If the dimmer value is 0, it actually sets it to an off. They'll turn the lights off on the group, as well as the switch will go into an off state for the secondary switch. But then the next problem arises. We have the secondary switch. We also want to allow control of it without creating a race condition. So we have the secondary switch send over just the command to the primary switch, since the primary switch is always going to hold the dimming value for the entire group. To accomplish this, the second switch is going to basically send all of its key presses over to the master dimmer. So I've broken up the rule buffer in various colors so you can see each individual rule. So as you can see, for each button press for the dimmer minus, the dimmer plus, plus the power toggle, it sends all those straight over to the master switch. using MQTT, it just basically sends over the commands for each individual button. On rule number 2, with the long press actions for the 20% and 100%, the same exact thing happens. We send over those commands straight over to the master dimmer. For rule 3, that's just the LED power light actually on the secondary dimmer, so it changes from red to blue based on the power state of the lights. So the last thing we've done in our light YAML is we've gone through and created a new platform as a group. We call it the living room down group, and we put all 6 lights in one group, and that way we can control them all using one switch inside Home Assistant. You can see the down group we created. We can turn it on, and it will actually turn on all the lights that we've configured separately, so we can have unique control for each light. We turn them all back off. We can change the brightness. We can change the color of the whole group at once. It makes things very simple when you want to have all lights follow each other. Now for each individual light, say we're watching a movie, we want just the back 2 lights on or the back 3 lights on, we can control them individually using the Home Assistant GUI or your voice assistant. So I hope you enjoyed this project. Hopefully it'll give you some ideas for various solutions you can do in your home, maybe adapting it to different smart bulbs or other lighting solutions. If you do a project like this, be sure to share it in the comments, or if you have questions, definitely hit us up on the Discord chat server in the description of the video. And be sure to stay tuned for future project videos. They'll vary from redoing some older projects we did in the past, so LED strip lighting, and as I mentioned in a previous live stream, I'm in the process of upgrading all my older analog cameras to IP cameras. Thanks to all the viewers and Patreon supporters, as we do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and y'all take care.